Gold.
A guy by the name of Carty. I like it.
Oh yeah. Have you done your tree? You know, Obama went
I'm
to.
a little afraid of my tree, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. You'll probably end up somewhere in Ireland.
Well, anytime I get to interview someone who has Irish roots, I like to hear how they do pronounce my last name properly.
Carty.
So nice. So refreshing. Congratulations on this role.
Thank you.
Absolutely phenomenal. But one of the things I've talked with Jeff and Joel about is the restraint required on this story. Because you can get so caught up in the emotion of it, but that wasn't what the Lovings were about.
No, and I really can't think of a better filmmaker to make this story, to tell this story. Because I always feel like, you know, performances and are conduits to connecting with people. And I don't think that we necessarily do the emotion for the audience. I think we connect with an audience and like sort of transmute something that helps them. It's catharsis, isn't it? Essentially, I mean, that's been going on for the Greeks. The Greeks, we know it's been going on for thousands of years. We know the Greeks did it. And I think that Jeff doesn't spoon feed. You know, he doesn't tell you, he doesn't dictate your emotional responses. He allows a story to unfold and for your response to be what it will be, unique to you. And I think that the Loving couple deserved that telling of their story, because that's who they were, a couple devoid of affectation or ego, truly honest and truthful and just a beautiful human beings, humane and human. And I think that, you know, that's what Jeff wanted to tease out of, you know, he wanted people to respond to that. And I think people are responding. You know, I see people coming out of the theatre and you can see that something has happened. Like the radiance of this couple has kind of leapt out of the screen and affected people genuinely.
Well, you can't help but escape it. It's so there, and it's still so sadly relevant.
Yeah, it most definitely it's relevant. And the thing is that I think that we are very excited, like everybody who was involved in this, excited to be part of that conversation, that we are keeping that relevant. Because I've said it before, but it's very important not to get complacent about these things. You know, this story was a moment in time, but it didn't solve things, but it contributed. I mean, it changed the legislative nature of the USA.
Sure.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean that we can all sit back and go, oh God, we're grand now, we're done.
Yeah.
We're great, we're sorted. It means it should give us impetus to continue that, to continue the conversation of, you know, actually, how equal are we as a society? How are we? Look, this is something that if you push it under a rug, it just festers and it will explode in our faces. So the conversation is good. And I know people are frightened of the conversation, but they shouldn't be. Because in the end, that's a much healthier way of approaching our problems than not addressing it. And I think our film it's so serendipitous, isn't it? And it's kind of the timing and nature of it, because it doesn't have to be a really kind of destructive conversation at all. It can be something that makes us all better human beings, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful performance. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.